Hello, welcome back. We have just finished up some pretty spicy combat in terms of for not having a lot of combat, got the job done. So the sun kind of continues now to get a bit brighter higher in the sky. And it's still fairly early morning as you all collect yourselves back at your roadside camp.
I think Ada, as they were running over to Medea, took their blindfold off and ran over to Medea. Medea, are you okay?
I don't understand. What manner of creature was this to attack us? Oh, I still have ringing in my ears. What a frightful thing to behold.
I'm not sure what exactly it was.
If it's okay, Yanni's also walking back, and hearing Medea ask, I think they just stand next to Ada, and they just say, it was a gloomstalker. They're very common in these areas.
Are they beasts that we can speak to, perhaps reason with in the future?
There's no reasoning with these things.
Oh. Well, I do believe that I am fortunate to have friends like you. Thank you. Are any of you hurt?
No.
No, I'm okay.
What about you?
You see a big pinky finger kind of ooh-ee, ooh-ee, ooh-ee.
I think I will be all right.
Okay.
Here, let me. And Ada sort of turns around, and in the clearing just next to where we are currently sort of crouched down, Ada will cast Create Bonfire and create sort of a little fire to help warm us and help us sort of get our bearings again.
I think
Mira. And then Ada is just going to gesture for them to join us.
Mira. If this thing was just smoke and you said it kind of just went back into smoke, there's nothing left of it?
Because of kind of the radiant damage, it's a bit of an ashy lump for the most part.
I'm gonna... You said that Cricket can eat demonic things, so I'm just gonna... If Cricket wants to have a snack, I was just gonna let Cricket munch on it. They live here! This is what they do!
It's true.
This is kind of its natural environment. So, yeah, Mira was just gonna make sure that Cricket was okay. And pat Cricket on the head and be like, good job. All Cricket did was do one little run, but they did good. You know what I mean? That was our first battle together. So I'm gonna praise Cricket, and if it wants to eat the corpse, then it can do so. Otherwise, I'll lead it back to the fire, and Mira will rejoin the group around the bonfire.
Yeah, Cricket will definitely partake in some breakfast before kind of wanting to come back to the group.
Yeah, just a little demon as a treat, just a little tiny bit.
Demon as a treat, just a little one,
just a little
Medea,
bunch.
seeing Cricket feasting, says,
Now, that's a good idea if I've ever seen one. Let me prepare something for us to replenish ourselves with.
and I would like to use my feat as the chef. Chef. I basically can cook special food, and essentially it will give people temporary hit points the next time they use one of their hit die.
Nice.
So you see Medea kind of taking advantage of the bonfire. She reaches into her tent and pulls out these pots and pans, and then begins to go about making some kanji. and she will feed everyone.
Nice.
Wow, my subtitle said she will eat everyone.
Eat everyone.
Well,
Wow.
Delicious.
no. The secret villain all along. It was Medea.
Do you remember that
rice
I
baby.
had 2 stomachs in the first episode?
We love a good callback.
Medea, this is certainly you know the way to anyone's heart. It's this. This is great. Thank you so much. Like still not full gonna let the jacket flow, still not fully clothed, gonna by the bonfire, let it warm my bare skin.
Medea definitely does that thing where as soon as someone finishes a bowl, she's ladling out another bowl for you.
We make sure Karu is also fed. Nice little feathered.
Mm-hmm.
Yanni is going to, while they're eating, pull out their map of this region. And they are going to use their compass to just and I think they can tell which way is north, but they're just gonna pull it out and do the motions of realigning and making sure that we're gonna be heading in this direction, blah blah blah. So they're just doing that.
Yeah, and you'll note that you don't have too far to go to before you'll get to the Emerald Loop caravan stop. You'll make it before the next night.
Oh, I have a question.
Yeah.
So we were traveling with a pretty large caravan. Were we still, I assumed that we stopped and camped with them. So is everybody else okay? Are they still around or?
You were happened to be slightly closer to the attack, so a little quicker to respond. There's a few of the scouts and a few of the watch who had, conveniently late showing up to join and help. But they do kind of make a strong perimeter just in case nothing else is coming. But yeah, most of them are all kind of packing up and getting ready to head back out on the road.
I think after briefly just telling the group we'll be there before next sundown, and they put all their stuff away and they go through the motions of packing up the camp, and I think Yanni is not very talkative in general, unless you throw them in that situation, then they just talk and talk and talk and talk, but I think they seem a little more quiet than usual, especially given that this was the creature that they had the dream about, and here one is, and they're just sort of mulling over their dreams and thinking about that, and thinking about seeing their family members that they haven't seen in I believe it's at least 10 years it's been, and they realize that they don't actually know what Cairo looks like now, because the Cairo that Yanni saw was still 12 years old, and so it's been some time. And so they're just mulling all those things over as they're just doing the motions of packing everything up.
Yeah, so you all kind of head out. Do you want to travel in pace with the caravan? Faster, slower? What would you like to do?
I think if we're going in the same direction, it makes sense to be in pace and to sort of stick together.
Medea would absolutely love to occasionally wander away from the group and make friends and just unnecessarily talk with everyone.
Yeah, so there's definitely in the caravan justice with rice pudding is with this caravan as well. And as you're kind of like making your way kind of closer to the start of it, you see some familiar faces. Very large 12-foot ogre, watered genasi half-orc, shaggy-haired human, drow, and a small little goblin in some plate armor, occupying one of the caravan wagons.
Medea will just go up to them. Hello, hello.
And it was kind of just like, hey.
Hi. My companions are back there. How are you?
Kind of like one of these. Like, I thought I saw you earlier, but we kind of like to stay in the caravan once it gets dark out. But yeah, good.
Did you have time for breakfast? I have some granola bars that I've prepared. And she'll hold one out.
Durham kind of like sits up straight. It's like, it's very excellent. Yes. Everyone should have granola bars. It's very nutritious. It'll just keep up our strength throughout the day. And he will kind of like urge everyone to take one.
Medea kind of leans in every time someone takes one and is just kind of staring at them, waiting for any kind of indication of whether they like it or not as they consume it.
Like,
Oh, good.
Have some more. And just basically like dumping food at them. And as she's kind of hanging out with them, she'll just try to get a sense of,
Did you see the moon last night? It was full, and I didn't get very good rest. How about you? Are you used to the caravan life, this sort of thing?
it was kind of like, I've been out on the caravan a bit before, but not when the moon went red. Kind of ominous for a first adventure. Like Dermot just kind of like gently like pats his friend on the back and is like, it's fine. It has nothing to do with this. This is coincidence. Just,
What's a coincidence?
Oh, saying that, me leaving home for the first time and getting a job is when the moon goes red, and it's never a good sign.
Oh. The thing about signs is they only mean as much as you want to believe. The true power comes from within and what you want to manifest, and what you want for the people around you. Don't worry too much about that sort of thing. We can't control the moon, but we can control the path that we're going to take and how we want to go about it.
And she seems a little like unsure of herself at first, and kind of then like it's like, of course, I want to be an adventurer, and this is my shot.
Well, this is an adventure, so I would say that you are already an adventurer.
Roll perception for me.
uh-oh. Hold on. I want to use some points here. Is it okay? I already rolled. Is it okay if I make it a nat 20?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay,
I'm okay.
I burned
You can retro.
3 hero points.
Thanks, chat.
Thank you, chat.
Where's my mouse? Yeah, so as you're kind of like having a conversation, with them, you kind of like hear like a jostling, a rustling in the back of the caravan. But you do note that you can see all 5 of them out.
One of Medea's large ears kind of peeks out from under the hood of her cloak. She looks at them, she looks at it, and she's going to try to be a little sneaky here. She's so curious. Oh no. Man, we just got their trust. Okay, Medea is considering being sneaky, but then says, "What's that? Do you have a friend over there?"
Kind of like just like shifty eyes and yeah, we just one of the scouts is napping.
Oh. Perhaps I can give them a treat.
Oh, you can leave him with us and we'll leave it for them.
Oh, okay. And Medea will begin to walk around and towards it with the intention of like, the implication is that she just gives them the stuff and then they'll handle it, but she'll like, oh, you know, I'll personally deliver it then. Kind of walks around and she'll try to like go in there and put the food down inside and maybe get a closer look.
Okay. All right, so Irvin just kind of like jumps real quick and kind of like goes around the opposite kind of like end and kind of like meets you there. You do kind of like get kind of in before he kind of like, oh no, it's totally okay, you know, you don't have to. Perception.
Okay. I feel this is really important. I'm gonna burn my other 3 hero points.
So it's a little dark, but you could recognize that outline anywhere. It's your daughter. Kind of like pokes her head, kind of like, hi.
Adora? And I just kind of shove Irvin out of the way as I'm
Like
just like
mom
trying
strength.
to crawl in. Yeah. All of a sudden, I have a nat 20 full strength, 5 + 5 modifier strength. I'm like, Adora, what are you doing here? And Medea just goes in for a hug. Everything else around her just sort of bleeds away. She only sees Adora right now.
She kind of does like, initially her reaction is kind of like, oh mom, you're embarrassing me in front of like these new friends kind of like reaction, before she's like, yeah, well, I knew you were in Jigao, but I didn't, you know, I'm on a job, so I wanted to get an early start. I didn't know you were in the caravan.
Oh, you're here in the caravan. Yes. Oh, I'm so excited for you. Have you been eating? What have you been eating? Have you been practicing your skills every day? Strict routine? What about shoes? How are your shoes doing?
She kind of like hides her feet as like one of them kind of like looks like it's worn through a little bit. She's like, I'll get some new ones when we reach Bazozan. But I've been practicing, and you just kind of like see Maggie kind of just do a wince, and it's like,
Unfortunately for Adora, literally no one exists outside this bubble, so Medea doesn't see anything, and she's like, oh, that's all right. I can fix that. Give me your shoe. Give me your shoe. And she just kind of, she'll spend some time to just fuss over Adora, kind of catch up, and it's definitely embarrassing.
Adora definitely like blushes quite a bit, and I was like, Mom. Kind of like a few times.
Yeah. And so every time that Adora kind of brings Medea back into reality, Medea will kind of like lean back a little and then slowly slide back into mom mode.
You're going to Bazozan as well? Well, I guess that makes sense. There's a lot of healing that needs done there.
Yes, I have been wandering around as a healer for some time, but I have my own adventuring party, some friends that I've made along the way, and it's funny that we find ourselves on the same path, but I won't intrude. If you need me, I'll be over there, just a few groups down.
Okay, yeah. She kind of like does a weak smile. You can tell like she's definitely glad to see you, but like she wasn't expecting you. Kind of like thing the first thing in the morning. She's kind of like, my mom's here. Yeah, she kind of like does a little wave, and she does kind of like peek her head out and kind of like look down towards the troop of horses.
Medea is going to kind of fuss over her for a little longer, and she'll kind of get the sense of like she's not going to want to hover or be smothering for too long. Like she's okay, and that's what matters. Medea will essentially shrug off her shield of expression, and as she does, the shield's face is like beaming. The eyes are completely closed and they're touching the smile. It's so happy. And she's going to set it down in Adora's lap and say, I want you to have this. I found it on my travels, and I want you to stay safe.
Are you sure?
Of course. Anything
Really,
for you.
It's really neat.
Well, then, maybe it'll make you think of me.
Can it make your face?
Yes. I don't know if she has to attune to it first, but Medea kind of like picks it up for a second, and it just kind of molds and shifts. You see the bark of the wood completely mimic Medea's face as Medea is smiling very hard.
Yes, it can. Well, I should get back to my friends, but I will check on you as soon as we get to Bazozan.
Right. And she kind of like hugging the shields, as she kind of like watches you slink out of the wagon.
Medea gives her a big kiss on the forehead, and then she slinks out. And returns to the party.
How does the rest of the party see? Are you still wearing like a massive smile on your face? Which would be like completely
Medea's,
opposite
like,
from this morning.
Floating.
You look happy.
I feel very good. Today's a good day.
I see this morning has worn off from you.
Well, we should take every day as a blessing. It's a new opportunity to forge new paths and see what has unfolded. Meet familiar faces and see them grow, and can't help but feel a little bit of pride that there is good in this world.
I didn't realize you felt so strongly about Ao and Maggie and the others.
Yeah, Yanni is just kind of like watching you two talk, like from their horse, and they're just like head is tilting slowly as this conversation goes on.
I think there's a bit of a mischievous twinkle in Medea's eye as they look over to Mira, but they look back to the others, and Medea says, well, it seems they have another companion with their troop, and maybe you'll get to meet them soon. I would love to introduce you. It's someone very special to me, but how are preparations for everything?
I think Ada is like trying to process this information about somebody special to Medea, and he's trying to be like, is it like a previous like lover, a family member? Like what is who is this? But seeing that clearly Medea doesn't really like want to be forthright about it, they will just kind of gesture over to Yanni. Yanni, I think, has handled most of the preparations for us.
Yanni's head has been tilted like so much, just staring at Medea. And when you mention Yanni, they like snap back up and just yes.
Good.
Given that we are in the big caravan, we're not going to get lost. Just follow the people in front of us, assuming they don't go the wrong way. Then I will make us go the right way. But yeah.
Well, Ao and the others are doing well. I made sure that I had some extra food, and I just gave them a few rations.
That's very nice of you.
We're all in this together, you know. If something terrible was to happen, I'm sure they would come to our aid.
I think at that,
I
Ada
hope
looks
so.
over at Mira, who maybe... Like, how is Mira responding to this? Because last we checked, they weren't fully on board with the whole other party thing.
I don't think Mira was ever like not on board. I think like we already had the first job. Like we had already confirmed we had the first job. It's just when we get to the city where it's like who gets the good jobs. That's the only like. So for now we're cool. Like it's later we might have. But no, yeah, this whole time like Mira has been doing that like very cartoony thing of just getting like closer and closer to Medea, like so like as a deceptive charisma constantly confused for a rogue like is 100% like something is up here but doesn't want to call Medea out because she already changed the subject. So like just closer, like is there anything we need to prepare for Medea? Like
Oh, you see Medea like kind of gently trembling, and as you say this, their willpower's literally breaking in front of you. And Medea will go on to tell everyone all about their daughter and how their daughter is all the way over there and they gave a little present and they're doing well and they're so tall and they seem so strong and they need their shoes repaired and way too many details in a very beaming sort of way.
I think Medea's gonna have to stop Mira from like going over there because Mira wants to meet Medea's daughter so bad. Like
Soon. I don't want to overwhelm, and you know how it is. First impressions and first job, striking out on the road, and you need that confidence in yourself, you know? And if anything happens, I'm right here, you know? But soon.
And Medea will actually take Mira's hand and give it a really tight squeeze.
that'll settle Mira down from like jumping out of their like skin. Like they're so excited for you. Like you know, your family. Medea's talked so much about how important their family is to them, and Mira has long shared stories of their family with her because Mira has a big family and is very happy to share stories. So, like, okay, but as soon as you're ready to take us over there, you know we're gonna. They're your family, so they're basically already our family, you know?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Okay, fine.
And then I think, like, because caravans tend to be long drives that are very boring, Medea's like,
All right, we can play the game again. I spy with my eye something red. And
Perception check.
You can't keep picking Mira's headband.
No.
It's always Mira's headband.
Oh, so lovely.
I was going to point to the thing on my glaive, and Yanni points at the piece of red fabric on their glaive, which last episode y'all realized was actually their Taskmaster sash from the Aurora Watch, which is tied around their glaive. And Yanni was like, "No, I was going to pick that this time."
Oh, yes, it was definitely that one. Yanni, you win this round.
Yanni's smiling.
Speaking of red, actually, that moon, that's not supposed to happen, right? That keeps happening. And also, I don't know if this is important.
It's...
Like, does anyone know? And like, Mira's gonna hold out the necklace. Is gonna hold out the stone, the pendant, what is it? The 3 moons.
Jewel of the 3 prayers.
Jewel of the 3 prayers. I knew it was 3 something. Jewel of the 3 prayers. And be like, does anyone know, do jewels typically shine? I've never seen one. This one lit up last night in the moon. I don't know if it was just a reflection.
I
It
feel
did
like
what?
It lit up. I'm gonna like hold it out. Mira's not the kind of person to keep a lot of secrets. Mira tells y'all everything. Like, Mira's like this, like holds it out. It last night, well, you know how the moon got big, it got red, as I guess this moon do, and this lit up. So that's new, but it's new, so a little hard to tell. For anyone that wants to investigate, Mira's holding it out.
Yes. Medea reaches down onto their belt of many concoctions and I think she's going to try to cast Identify here. And see if like anything has changed with it since the last time she casted Identify. So you see her basically uncork a salve, and she begins to pour a clear liquid on it. And you see her pull out this the single lens monocle and zooms in on it.
Fascinating. Yes.
It doesn't appear to be any... It doesn't look any different. It doesn't seem to have any different properties to it. Anyone want to, if they would like to, can roll Religion or Arcana.
Yes, please. I got a nat 20 for 26.
Nice.
Arcana
Oh my
check.
god. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Era, you definitely, through like various readings and studies and stuff like that, you've definitely heard of various jewels, and you wouldn't assume it'd be any different for the vestiges of Divergence, where if there's a contact with a divine essence, a jewel could have some sort of reaction to it.
And just because I as a person do not remember, the moon, the one that goes red, does it have any specific connection to like a particular god? Like, is that something that we know?
No, they don't fully know the origin of this moon. They think it was a creation of some point, maybe from the betrayer gods, or, you know, of something. It was never, if that information was known, it is lost. Mostly it is just known for ill omens.
Okay. I think in that case, Ada sort of like while Medea is casting Identify on this jewel, Ada like carries a bunch of notebooks on them where they've like taken a bunch of notes, and they take out like the most recent one from when we were in Jigao talking to the scholars and stuff like that. And he had taken a bunch of notes from like the murals and the documents that we came across there. And they kind of quickly flip to one of the pages, and they say out loud, like reading out loud from their notes, they say, well, that jewel is supposed to be connected to 3 of the gods, correct? 3 of the gods that we had, Elixion had talked about.
Yeah.
Sehanine,
The
Moonweaver, Avandra, the Changebringer, and Corlon, the Arkheart. It seems as if perhaps this jewel, if it's like any of the other items that I've ever come across in my studies, that if it has come into contact with a divine power, that it would react to it. Perhaps the moon is a connection to one of the gods, to Sehanine. Probably the Moonweaver. Perhaps this omen is not a negative omen at all, but a positive one.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll keep an eye on it. Like, when the moon lit up, it makes sense that something, like you said, that's partial to the Moonweaver. That makes a lot of sense. So maybe it's telling us something about that? I mean...
Well, my salve did have extra big bubbles, and that's usually a good sign.
I will
Especially
note
for the
that
GM.
yeah. I will note that the Moonweaver is mostly tied to Exandria's larger, more closer, normal-looking moon. That's something that you would know.
Okay. We still got 2 other gods. We still got the Changebringer and the Arkheart, who... And then, of course, we have our person that first appeared to us that was thought to be dead and now is trapped in some space thing.
Elixion.
That whole... Yeah, Elixion.
Elixion.
There's that whole the shebang to worry about. From everyone's study of it, from Era's very, like, fancy check, and from Medea's researching it with Bubbles, would someone have been able to tell me, like, all the properties? Because I think we already noticed, like, you described the first thing that, like, Mira noticed was, like, the +1 to AC. They felt really good and stuff like that. But I know it does have some other dormant properties. Would we be able to discover any of those through all the study and research?
Just making sure I have that.
I have it open. I'm happy to say it. I just like want to know if we would learn.
Yeah, the Identify would let you know about it. Its capabilities.
Shares everything.
All right. So I think after the 2 of you are, well, or maybe even while the 2 of you are talking, I'm like shaking it and trying to see if I can get it to do stuff, because and then, like, I think after a certain like Mira's like, do I concentrate? Like, how do Mira has some magic, but it only comes from, like, their goddess. Like, that's the only way that they, so, like, Mira doesn't have, like, you know, like, arcane-ish magic. So, like, they're like, maybe if I think really hard, and I think, like, Mira goes invisible.
I think maybe
gone.
Ada was like in the middle of a sentence, like middle of reading something out, and they stop partway through.
Where did they go?
Mira?
I'm right here.
Just like hands on your face.
You feel me? I'm still there.
Oh.
That's my Medea. That's my face. Those are my eyes.
I'm sorry. It's a good face. It's Mira. Mira's
Aw.
there.
I'm sorry, and I think Ada's voice like goes down into a whisper. Is there something wrong? Should we all turn invisible? I think Ada's just assuming that Mira just cast invisibility on themselves.
It's so
No, I was trying to figure out how this works. Sorry, go ahead.
It's so funny. Like, as you say that, you see Medea kind of shrink down a little bit, and she'll cast Hidden Step, the Furbolg magic Hidden Step,
and it just kind of like poof, disappears in a fluff of leaves and be like on the other side of the caravan, peeking out from behind it.
Seeing
what
that, I
is
think
happening
Ada
right
very
now?
quickly puts their blindfold on, casts invisibility on themselves as well.
Yanni is just sitting on their horse, wondering where everybody went because I can't turn invisible. I start
Ada's
misting
hand-
more.
Ada's hand reaches out and you can feel it grab your arm as Ada casts invisibility on Yanni.
Why?
Our horses are going to be so confused.
Wait, someone answer my question. Why? Why are we invisible?
I don't know.
Ask Ada. Ada, what's wrong?
Nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong. I'm so sorry. I was just trying to figure out how this thing works, cause it does stuff. This is stuff it does. It does this apparently.
Does so it turned you invisible?
Yeah. Everyone else can just do it, I guess, but I had to use this thing.
Okay. Is there any benefit to this right now? And like Yanni this entire time has been waving like their own hand in front of their face. This actually begs a very interesting question. Is the mist that comes off me also invisible?
I was gonna ask
Or
that
is there now
too.
just
Is there
Yanni-shaped
like...
mist?
That's a
There's-
good question, GM.
Yeah, there would be a misty cloud just hovering there above your horse.
Didn't we have a
Yanni-shaped
whole
misty
thing
cloud.
about like bubbles in the octopus scene? Yeah.
You can still see the
Did you
bubbles.
say
Yeah.
the octopussy?
Octopus scene.
Scene! Scene!
I'm sorry, I heard octopussy and I was like, what?
Oh. This really is like a road trip being in a car for several hours.
We had the I Spy scene, now we have all of us just invisible for no reason, and the hijinks continue.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but I'm also not sorry that I started this. I've never had, a magic item like this before, so I don't know, I thought maybe test it out just to be safe, just see how it works, take it for a ride. I don't know. I have to learn by doing, so I just had to do it, okay?
So it turned you invisible when you shake it? Or did you do anything to make that happen?
I don't know.
Try shaking it again. See what happens.
Shake it again. I assume that's not what did it. It says the jewel has 3 charges and regains all expended charges daily at dawn. While holding this jewel, you can expend a charge and become invisible. So I think they just because Mira was literally doing a mix of stuff. Mira was like, they were also like holding it and closing their eyes and concentrating. They were like, do I have to think invisible thoughts? Like, do I, like...
Oh, beautiful.
Name of the episode, Invisible Thoughts.
Yeah.
Featuring octopussy.
I'll write that.
Oh no!
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
We
so
did it, y'all.
Yeah, these shenanigans
We
kind of
beat
like
the game.
continue since the caravan. It's slow moving. It does take you the full day to get to the caravan stop. And after a while, at the horizon, a large stand of trees rises out of barren wasteland. The leaves of dozen towering oak trees rustle in the breeze, and the scent of a bonfire wafts from a trail of smoke rising from somewhere ahead. The path through the trees is deeply rutted in by the work of countless wagon wheels. A wooden sign posted at the head of the path bears the decorated shepherd's crook that is the holy symbol of Melora, the Wild Mother, and the words Emerald Loop Caravan Stop.
Ooh.
And you all kind of arrive as the night's kind of falling, and the caravan's kind of like
Turtle.
do that like circle kind of like walk around as they kind of like stop in order as they kind of like go around the campfire, and everyone starts kind of unpacking.
Medea busies herself with talking to nearby trees.
Oh, hello. Nice day, isn't it?
That sort of thing.
It's right in front of me.
Where did you say, if you don't mind, I just want to know, where did you say the symbol for the Wild Mother was?
On the sign, have like kind of like a campground sign, like when you're like kind of like walking in, driving in at the front.
What's the
Making
Wild
a
Mother's
mental note.
name?
Melora,
Melora.
Melora.
Yes. I wrote it correctly in pen.
Wait, look at the razorback tortoise.
so I know.
big. Yes. You were able to kind of like see the tops of the buildings a little bit before you saw the horizon back as, you know, your caravan kind of like pushed through. It looks like it had been there for they'd set up camp. They look comfy. They've been there for, you know, a little while.
I think Ada would like to go and check out that camp. Like, if these people have been here for a while, they probably know a little bit about, like, where all of the, like, good places are to, like, go look for berries and foraging and whatnot. Just like they probably have information that would be useful for us while we're staying here. So, if anyone else wants to join, Ada would go and, like, introduce himself to the campers.
I'll
that are
come
there.
with. As your protector, I'll come with.
Medea will stick with Mira.
Ready. I have like too many things to look at. I'm like looking at the wrong thing always. Thanks, brain.
So you said there's like an established camp, and then other people come and make camp
Yeah.
here. Okay.
You
I
would
see.
definitely know, as for Yanni, that this is an established rest stop.
Mhm.
There's constantly people coming in and out of the camp. People don't usually stay like too long. If you know, if they're hurt or need to repair something, they might be here an extra day or so. But it's essentially just like a campground rest stop.
Very cool. So yeah, we will go introduce ourselves to people. Any chance it's the same people from before? Like if I've been here before. Also, these tokens are huge compared to the little ones that have been scaled down.
Yeah, I didn't scale yours down. So you're just towering over. You don't seem to like recognize them when you come up, and there's a goblin family. There's one. Where's someone's a bugbear, and I can't remember which one. But it's a goblin family, and there's I think one of them's a bugbear. Yeah, they're kind of like going about. There's two like small children kind of like running around the feet of the horizonback turtle as like, you know, a small goblin woman's kind of trying to like hang laundry out.
Ada will walk over and wave their hand. Hello.
Ah, hi.
Hello, my name is Ada, and this is Shimonyani. We are here with the large caravan that just arrived, and Ada kind of like gestures behind him to where everybody is camped. We just arrived here not too long ago, and I thought it prudent to introduce ourselves to our neighbors and maybe hear any advice that you might have for staying in this area.
Oh, well, I'm Auntie Yoler, and Papa Drazagor is somewhere around here, and I think Pops is upstairs. Two kind of running around, the little Gothby and little Chespa. They say hi, and kind of just like do like that like quick like hey, as they like continue on doing their thing. This is our, I think, second time we've been here, but it's a really nice spot. A pair of Dryad sisters kind of look after the area. I think the one thing to note is if you're going to make any campfires, they prefer you to burn only dry wood, like the one that's been like completely dead and nothing that's actually still part of the tree.
That's good to know. What is the policy here on magical fires? Because then we wouldn't need to burn anything, ideally.
They probably might prefer that, less chance of things accidentally catching on fire.
Perfect. And Ada will kind of like look around, kind of briefly at their camp, and ask, this might be a bit of an awkward question, but we had some trouble up on the road here, and I was just wondering, has everything been okay here? Has there been anything unusual or odd happening as of late?
Well, we did notice the moon go red. It's a little disconcerting. We got here a couple days ago. We need Big Yo-Yo here needs a bit of a rest. Got some new deck tusk horn kind of like lodged in his toes, so we're just kind of letting him heal up for that. But there was a pair that came in yesterday. I think they're doing okay. She kind of like points to the central campfire. They rode in on a horse. Looked like they were a little worse for the wear. The Dryad sisters are kind of like gotten them on the mend.
Well, I'm glad to hear that everybody is mostly doing okay. I'm sure the other members of our party will speak to the people that had arrived here yesterday and hear their story. Actually, we have somebody that is, well, familiar, comfortable with razorback turtles. Maybe they can take a look at yours and help heal.
Oh. That'd be lovely. And she's like,
Perfect.
no, Chespa, no, stop climbing down, down. And she's like, one moment, and she kind of like walks over and kind of picks the child climbing up the tortoise and kind of like, all right. Yeah, it was lovely meeting you, and I'd love to meet your friend.
Yes, of course. I'll definitely let him know, and they will come over and help when they can. And Ada kind of just like turns to Yanni to see like if Yanni has anything to say or ask.
So wait, do I recognize these people from the last time I was here?
No.
No, okay. Then I think Yanni has just been like just quiet, like happy to let somebody else talk. And yeah, I think if there's nothing like absolutely pressing, like if these people aren't like trying to tell us about something big or something new that's happened around here, I think, yeah, Yanni's just going to politely listen. And I think they're planning on walking around the area to just make sure that make note of any terrain changes or anything like that, so they can update their maps the next time they like do that. But that's it.
Yeah, as you kind of like going around, one of the dryads, and you would know them as the Acorn Sisters, Lenata and Rober. I'll put their names. There we go. And Lenata is the one who kind of approaches you. Oh, Shiminyani, it's great to see you again.
Oh, Lenada, right? I'm bad with names.
No worries. We understand. We
It's
see a
nice
lot
to
of
see you again.
people. Yes. I'm always glad to see a familiar face who's made it across the wastes.
Is there anything new about the terrain here that I should know about and make notes of?
Oh. So far, the magic seems to be holding here with our little haven, our forest. So I don't think anything has changed on that front. I don't think anyone's mentioned anything coming through. But
That's good.
I'll ask my sister. Maybe she's heard someone mention something.
Yanni just like smiles back at her, and they just like awkwardly in the silence just kind of like shift the weight around, and they just say, well, it was nice to see you again. Thank
Yes.
you for letting us stay here. We are on the way to Bazozan now.
Yes, we have had quite a few number come through here heading that way. Not as many on the way back, unfortunately, but a lot going there.
Did you see the moon last night?
Hard to miss.
Yeah, that's... suppose so.
Yeah. And two so close together. It's unnerving.
What do you make of it?
Oh. Something must be up. I don't know what it could be. We don't exactly travel far. We like to stay and make sure, our stop is tended to. But I hope someone out there knows what's going on. If hopefully we'll be prepared for
so too.
whatever that is.
Okay. It was nice seeing you.
Yeah. Enjoy the fire. There's water for the horses, as you know, and I think one of the merchants is here too. If you need anything.
Oh, which one?
She'll point to kind of like the fancy tent, kind of like behind her. Just like this circular pointy tent. They're in there.
Cool. Thank you. And Yanni will just nod again and turn around and walk away, as they do.
Yep.
And I will I'll find like the rest of our group and just tell them that Yanni's gonna go see if the merchant has any ink. And it's kind of like an offhand comment. They're just like, I'm gonna like really offhand, and then they just walk away, and I want to go to the merchant.
Yeah.
Oh, wait for me, Yanni. I will go with you.
Okay.
Before everyone goes,
Yanni-
I'm one second. There was a while ago when we got a bunch of money, and I owe y'all some money. I got to group monies. So Mira's like, hang on, allowances, and like small little pouches, 20 gold for you, 20 gold for you, 20 gold for you, and I'll hold on to Kawu's for now.
Thank you. You're so thoughtful. Slipped my mind.
Yanni is
nice for your
impressed that Mira
darn.
remembered.
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yeah.
Following Yanni's lead.
Yeah, so we're gonna duck inside the merchant tent.
Yeah. You find it's, the basic staples are kind of, displayed around the edges of the tent and kind of like sitting in a foldable chairs. A bugbear, and he kind of like stands up and, oh, hello, I'm Janet. Do you need anything?
Yes, do you have red ink?
Red ink. I do have some paper.
Oh, I need that too, actually.
He kind of like filters through. No ink. Thought I sure I had ink. Kind of like goes over, kind of like ruffles through, and kind of like scribbles a note. Get ink. But he'll kind of like that, like gestures, like. But we do have a selection of parchments over here, if particular size or material.
Thank you. Yanni will slide over there. I'm assuming this tent is not very big, and Yanni is very big, so they're being as careful as they can to not like knock anything over. But they are going to go over and just start feeling the papers to like see if they like check the quality, and they'll just buy like a stack of parchment.
Yeah, there's nothing like too fancy. You've definitely worked with nicer quality, but it's still decent paper. Yeah, and you grab a stack. 1 silver per
excuse
piece, so
me.
however many you want. Yes.
Hello. What would you give someone who's going on their first adventure?
Do they need everything from the start, or do they have? Do we just need to fill in a few gaps?
What do you think is one item that every adventurer needs that might be a nice gift from your stock?
The Dungeoneer's pack on page whatever of the Dungeon Master's Guide.
So just kind of generally looking around, like what? There's no ink here. Are there other not things here?
Yeah, you see some backpacks, some blankets, some healer kits, hunting traps, oil flask, various parchments.
Okay.
Rope.
I wasn't sure if this was
arrows.
like a 5-item store or like a
5-item store.
Okay. Medea will just kind of like shop around and I'll handle all that stuff off stream. But she will probably spend a hefty sum here. And if Yanni ever looks around over at what Medea's collecting, Medea will like deliberately like unfurl the cloak and hiding whatever they're doing. And you can tell Medea's buying more than one thing here.
Yanni is like glancing over occasionally. Like the first time was just like almost by accident because I think like Yanni is just always looking everywhere. And then you had such a big reaction. Yanni was just like, and then like looks away and then like out of the peripheral vision is kind of watching you and then like physically turns and watches you do that again. And
Yeah,
they
see
just
like
kind of like
a lot of fabric. A suspicious amount of fabric
Nice.
is being purchased here. Yeah.
I look forward to that shopping list.
And just really quick, you said it's 1 silver piece for the paper?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can round numbers. It's fine. I don't care. I'm not gonna like pinch down to the exact conversion. So it's fine. you have more than enough to buy him out of his complete stock if you wanted to, I'm sure.
Before Yanni finishes, Medea is like, "Thank you, goodbye." It just kind of turtles out with this big lump of stuff and heads over to wherever we're camping.
Yanni's face very much reads like, okay, that was weird. And they just pay for their paper and they also leave.
Anything anyone else wants to do as a final scene before we end for today?
Do a little thing.
Mm-hmm. What'd you like?
I want to go look to see, like, there's the sign of Melora here, and I want to go see if there's, like, a little, like, you know, if people have, like, made a little shrine or, like, made, like, a little something here. Like, Mira's, like, wandering around the camp looking for signs of the Wild Mother.
Is that your goddess?
Yeah, it's my goddess.
Oh, okay, cool. Connection is now okay.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
understand.
Definitely, like near the entrance, a little bit into the woods. You know, kind of like a true nature's fashion of a little winding trail that looks like it might kind of, you know, grown over and get lost here and there. But you kind of do it. You're able to spot, you know, a decently made path that's probably, you know, visited by the locals who like come and go from the rest stop. And yeah, there's little items and bits and pieces to the Wild Mother.
All right, so yeah, Samira will go off looking for this and like look for like a nice spot kind of along this path that has been walked by many people before, and they will just kind of like settle down, sit kind of with their legs kind of crisscross, and they're gonna actually cast thaumaturgy, which can do like a really small little little tremor effects and stuff like that, and they're gonna use it to kind of create a divot. And then they're gonna cast Create or Destroy Water to put some water in it and just cause like this little rippling effect that reminds them of the sea, so that they have this reminiscent look of the sea and the waves that they miss a lot very often. And they're gonna just kind of give a little prayer and thank her for guiding our path and letting us be free, as is a very important way of the Wild Mother. And, you know, like kind of chuckle to themselves that, like, you know, this is like in the middle of a forest. This is exactly what you would think for Melora. And, you know, people don't often think of Melora and the sea, but that she is guardian of that as well, and of the open sea. And just pray that our path be clear, because when you are blessed by the Wild Mother, then your path is always illuminated with her blessing. And yeah, and helping and thanks for the real sweet kick-ass spell to like blast that beast that tried to attack us. That was sick. So thanks Wild Mother. That was pretty cool. And yeah, and just take a minute there. And I think they might also use the thaumaturgy to, like, if anyone came upon this, not only is there this little bowl, there's this little water with little waves, but there's the very faint sound of like calls of the sea. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, here
The
in the middle
crashing
of this
waves
forest.
and seagulls and kind of stuff. Yeah.
And I think like
You have the soundscape,
Mira in the
seascape.
Mira, yeah, Mira in the middle of a forest has made a little piece of home and is just enjoying a moment, I think.
Yeah. Anyone else for tonight?
I think that as we're kind of like bunking down, Medea's little tent will be illuminated from within all through the night, and you just hear something snip, snip, snip.
And I think Yanni's got a lot to think about. And I think they turn in early to try to get rest. But I think they have a hard time falling asleep. And yeah, I think there's just a lot on their mind right now. Thinking about the moon and the Jewel of Three Prayers lighting up and what that could mean, and what the moon going full 2 nights in a row, I think,
Be
could
close to
mean
it, yeah.
when it's so rare that it does that. And yeah, their thoughts are swirling.
Yeah, the scene kind of, fades as little vignettes of everyone kind of carrying out their end of day activities. And this is where we'll end for today.
So calm and peaceful. Nothing else bad will ever happen on this adventure,
No,
right, May?
nothing.
Never again.
Right, May?
No.
I mean, if you don't want it to end peacefully, I will say that after Mira is done, like, having a beautiful little moment, they definitely go flirt with the dryads. Like, 200%. That's what they're doing with the rest of their time.
Ah, yeah.
So.
I love this for them.
I'm also excited for Kawu to meet the Horizon Back tortoise.
Yeah.
I wrote a list of things to ask Kawu.
Nice. Anyways, I hope everyone had a good afternoon. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll go around. We can say who you are, where people can find you, and a favorite moment for today. And we'll start with Jess.
Hi, I'm Jess. You can find me at Fawn and Games most places online, or Fawn N Games on Twitter. If you like parties, come hang out with me tomorrow. Tomorrow's my 5-year stream. Technically it was last week, but I missed it. So tomorrow we're celebrating my 5-year Twitch affiliate anniversary, and it's just gonna be fun and games and all sorts of like whatever fun community games the community wants to play, we're gonna do. So come hang out tomorrow on my Twitch channel for that. My favorite, I'm gonna have to say my favorite was when I can't believe that Medea's daughter is here. I legit, like, jaw drop, jumped back. Like, if you go watch the VOD, like, I fully just, like, threw myself back from the tape. I was shocked. I was so excited. I'm so happy for Medea. I'm so excited. So that was my favorite. It makes me very happy. So.
Next up we have Hamna.
Hello everyone, my name is Hamna, I use any and all pronouns, and I am a TTRPG performer. You can find me on Twitter at @shahid_, where I talk about all of the different projects that I'm a part of. There's a lot, so definitely just go on Twitter to find out. But tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, we are premiering a new AP of Once More Into the Void. That will be over on Friends Who Roll Dice's channel, so if you're into that, you should come watch us. It'll be super fun.
The cast is really cool.
It is. It's a really fun cast.
They're
I'm very
nerds.
excited. For me, I'm gonna try and pick something like different that hasn't already been said. For me, one of my favorite parts of today was the little bit at the end with Mira, like doing the little like prayer to the to their goddess, and like creating the little soundscape of the waves and everything. That's just so cute. I love it a lot, especially because I feel like we don't get to see sort of behind Mira's jovialness that often. So it's very sweet.
Next up, we have Jay.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jay. I use they, them. I am on Twitter at NalaWoo and at NalaDraws if you'd like to see my art. I am a professional illustrator, art director, voice actor, sensitivity reader, and cultural consultant, TTRPG content creator, and actual play stream performer. And I had so much fun today. For stuff to call out, I have something really exciting. So this Thursday at 8 p.m. I am going to be on a one-shot promoting the Kickstarter that the company I'm art directing for is currently running. We are running a D&D one-shot showcasing some of the NPCs that have been written for our compendium, and it is going to be a masquerade ball heist.
Nice.
I am playing another barbarian because apparently I main barbarian now, and this barbarian is a very lovable, hot jackass. And I'm very excited to play a character who's different from Yanni. Yes, very hot. They are hot and they know it. So it's going to be on TTRPG's channel this Thursday the 28th at 8 p.m. And then also on TTRPG this Saturday to celebrate Fae Fair. I am going to be on a panel about creating powerful PC characters. Player characters. Creating powerful and empowering characters as a player and what goes into the character creation process. I'll be speaking from my own experience, so that is super exciting. But that's pretty much it. Follow me on Twitter to keep updated with all the random crap that I do. And I had so much fun. So to my favorite part, I think if we're going on the thing of saying things that haven't been said already, I really liked, first of all, getting to fight thing. I think we did really good in that battle. Next time we fight something, I will know all of the stuff that Yanni has. And I also like, even though it was, even though it was like bad for our characters, the first night of all of these cards being drawn, like I really liked how all of those worked into the story, and getting to show you the dream that I wrote for Yanni again. So that was fun, even though it was bad for them. It was fun.
Hey, next up we have Stella.
Hello, I'm Stella Luna on Twitch, Stella Luna TV on all other social media. I'm a TTRPG producer and player, and I have something very special to shout out. This Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time here on Lore Everlasting, you're going to find the premiere of Sovereign. It is our Arthurian legend-inspired campaign, and we have an excellent cast. They all have made some very cool characters. So if you're all about destiny and curses and queer love, this is the kind of show for you. You can catch me over at Table Story now every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time playing 100 Club. It is very sci-fi, and I'm playing an alien who's very toothy, and it's really fun. If you want to find more of what I'm doing, please follow me on Twitter. You'll find everything there. I pretty much just use Twitter for social media. And my favorite part was 100% the dream sequence, and also just seeing Ada and Yanni interact together in the aftermath of that, having that little scene of the two of them, it was so tender and so vulnerable, and I really love moments like that. I'm a sucker for those kind of like pouring out your heart, and I always have to try to hold back tears, and I just love just being right there, just that sweet spot. It's so wonderful. So thank you so much for such a wonderful performance, and thank you, May, for putting this together. The maps were so good. I love the maps. They are so good.
Maps were made in Incarnate last minute.
It doesn't show. It looks like you put a lot of time and effort into them. They were fantastic. They were colorful. They were vibrant and interesting. I was like zooming in. I'm like, what's going on over here? Yes.
I thought they were official Roll20 maps. Like, legit. They're so good.
I thought they came with the book.
With the,
Came with the book.
Yeah.
No, all the
And
maps
it
that you
says
saw
May
today, I
this
made.
in the corner.
Wait, so then is that giant horse my horse?
I don't. Yes.
It's the muscly horse. The muscly horse returns.
It's got like 50% more body mass than any of the other horses.
Yeah, I know, that's why I was wondering.
Clydesdales
are
are big
big.
horses, so I made it bigger.
Oh, so it is! Hell yeah! Incredible. We love to see it.
Yeah. I May. This is my channel, and yeah. Biggest thing is Saturday. For Sovereign. Super excited. For that. Monday's Doctor Who episode is gonna be a super fun companion side escapade. Definitely check out the VODs for that. It's been a really good time hosting that on my channel. Excellent bunch of peoples. But yeah, like my Twitter, the Lady May, or Laura Everlasting Twitter, all the stuff ends up there that you can find out what we're doing and where to find it. And I've been holding on to some of those cards for a really long time. So I think my favorite part was just finally just like, ooh, Red Moon. That also
you
means
went
you
ham.
have one,
It was-
Kawu. There's one waiting for you.
Oh.
Wah, 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 wah.
I don't know about y'all, but I really missed Evan for this episode. Can't wait for them to come
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We missed our little burb who knows about the moon.
Oh my gosh, how perfect would have been is like, all right, we want to inspect Mira's gem, what's doing moon stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Gemstone, moonstone.
Moon prison power?
Oh, conveniently
sorry?
gone.
Magical girl transformation?
Magical girl
Yeah.
transformations?
Oh, wait, I take back everything. My favorite part of today's game was all of us turning invisible for no reason. Like, that was funny. That was so funny. Like, that might be the most peak comedy that this game has gotten, like, this entire time. I feel like that's one of the funniest scenes we've done. Like, we're all just building on top of one another.
Just Yanni being like so confused. Why are we all invisible? What's wrong?
It's little slice of life stuff like that. That's so sweet.
I spy.
Oh my god, the I Spy game. I can't.
Y'all are so wholesome. And yeah, that's it for us today. Hope everyone has a fantastic rest of your day, and stay hydrated throughout this heat. Very important. And
Hydrate or die straight.
yeah. And have a good night. Bye.